Hello and welcome. Welcome to the Daily Grind. I'm riding solo today. Riding solo, riding solo, solo. I don't know if you guys remember that song. It was a good song. But yeah, my name is Luke. I am by myself today. Mark is out. This is the Daily Grind, your daily Memphis Grizzlies show. Coming off a L last night. Not ideal. Yeah, it just they were the more prepared team. I feel like it's as simple as that. Like they came out with more drive. The Raptors, that is. Darko had these dudes coached and ready, man. Like it wasn't really a ball. I mean, to me, it didn't feel much like of a competitive ball game until the second half. Again, we just aren't starting these games strong. My New Year's resolution yesterday for this team was finish strong, but you got to start strong too, and they did not start strong. To put it bluntly, who was our leading scorer? Obviously, it was Jaw. Jaren had 24 points, but for a while there, it is a pretty quiet night for Jaren. I'm trying to working on getting the quarter breakdown pulled up right now, but Jaren had 24, Dez had 22. The big three played like we would normally expect them to play, which is nice. But as has been the case for most of the year, they're not getting a lot of help elsewhere. They were we out rebounded last night? I'm pretty sure again. If I sound sad, there's a reason why. Yeah, we were out rebounded by 46-43. Damn. RJ had 14, IQ had 26. This team is gelling so just really well since it's only been 2-3 games, but Darko, this team seems to be exactly like like me and Daniel talked about Daniel. Like we talked about yesterday. Daniel was even saying my crotch hurts trying to ride this team. Like we're trying to ride for this team so hard. Let's look at last night's game. Let's break down the box score. Let's go quarter by quarter, shall we? All right, yeah. Grizzlies had a 19-point second quarter. That's it. You were outscored 32-19 in the second. That's the game. 30-29 in the first, 31-28 in the third. We outscored them 35-23 in the fourth. A lot of that's Jaren. Like Jaren had 13 of his 24 points in the fourth. We're going to need, I'm curious how many points he had in the third. 3 in the third. Jaren had 8 points for the half. Like it's Dez and Ja had 12 each for the first half. Where in the second half, I don't know there's no one guy you can blame this loss on. If you want to blame TJ, go for it. There's been a lot of finger pointing and blame going around his direction. I'm not here to do that. I just want to see these guys play better. I want to see them play 4 quarters of basketball together and succinct. And I want 4 quarters of a good basketball product. Call me crazy. That's what I want. I want to see Jaren, like have more than 8 points and a half. Like when your running mates, when Dez and Ja are each getting 12, when they're each good for double digits, I mean, you got to pick up your part. When the rest of your team isn't showing up, like Marcus Smart, God love him, 6 points, 0 of 5 from 3, 2 of 10 from the field. That's a very Dylan type shooting night. Hate to say that. X gave you not much of anything. He was the second lowest on the team and plus minus with a -15. Your Kennard went cold, 0 of 4 from 3 after being lights out the past two games. It's the only guy on your bench that kind of gave you anything was Zaire, and we'll talk more about him later. But Santi was good. Santi gave you almost a double-double, but it's just it's not clicking on the same night for these guys. You know, and even when the big three are clicking, it's still, you're looking at Jaren not clicking until the second half. And this team is good. They matched up well with this team. You know, we had the same amount of assists. We had 25 assists. They had 25 assists. There were seven steals to 5 steals, 6 blocks to 5 blocks. Like, did a lot of the same things. Like, we had 19 personal fouls. They had 20, you know, 10 to 12 turnovers. Like, very, very evenly matched. They cooked us at rebound. I mean, they beat us in the rebound game. And that, you know, I think if we play this game 9 out of 10 times, Grizzlies probably win a couple. You know, it's just this team was better prepared. Maybe they don't score 19 in the second. I don't know. I don't want to dwell on what I thought was going to be a win. A pretty second night of a back-to-back. We needed the win. I'm trying not to dwell on. You know, we can still, if we win tomorrow night, guess what? We're still 500 in these 5 games. The goal is, if we can keep it at 500, if you can keep it, if the boys can keep it 500 the rest of the season, I believe that gets us in the play-in. I don't have the math in front of me, the exact math, but if we go 3 for 2 every 5 games, that keeps us ahead of schedule. 500, one little stretch of 500 games isn't going to kill us. It sucks, yes. Did we need to win it? Yes, but I'm trying not to dwell on it, because sooner or later, these boys are going to have to come out and have to be not slow down in the first half. Now, I don't know if it's an indictment of Taylor Jenkins, it's an indictment of their drive, but like, you can't come out and only play the second quarter. You know, you can't come out and only. I don't know if it's a personnel thing anymore. You know, I still think we're one guy short, but like, if you come out and you get almost doubled up on in the second quarter, that's tough to come out of the half, you know, guys. You know, like, I don't know what else to say. Guys got to be locked in. You know, they finished strong, but they didn't start strong. You know, finishing strong doesn't do you any damn good if you start off piddling it out. You know, yeah, I don't want to dwell on that too long. I want to get into the stats monster and then just kind of break down where we're at with this lineup. You know, we need to figure out what's going on and where we're almost halfway through the season now, and we're still looking for answers. Been a lot of buzz on Grizzlies Twitter about possible trades. We're going to try to. I'm just going to look into that. Look into what the Grizzlies Twitterverse is saying later after the break. We're going to take a break. We're going to get into the stats monster. Not going to be a super long show. Kind of bummed out, but if you're tuning in, thanks for tuning in with us. After this break, we will be right back to award last night's stats monster.
I am highly upset, man.
Oh, man.
ESPN, you dastardly dogs you. Last week had us feeling good. They picked the Grizzlies to be first in the West with about 48.5 wins. And what a difference a few days makes.
What a difference.
You put out your list of the top 100 players in the NBA. Desmond Bane jumps in at 61. Jaren Jackson Jr. comes in at number 31. Jaren's top 25 to me, but if you, all right, whatever. I think that's a little slight to Jaren. Desmond Baines is disgusting, in my opinion. Then we get Ja Morant, All-NBA player, 2-time All-Star, one of the most dynamic offensively players in the NBA, Ja Morant. That guy was number 35 on their list, Kenny Stubblefield. The same people that said the Grizzlies will be the first team in the West, they're going to get that done with just some regular dudes.
Tune in to The Anthony Sane Show, Wednesdays and Fridays at 12 p.m. weekly on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Just curious, you kind of talked about the transfers and things like that. How has that changed your mindset from a roster management standpoint? Like, incredible recruiter. All the classes, I think we had 2 back-to-back and 21 and 22 top classes. How does that change with the transfer portal? Do you start focusing more on upperclassmen? Do you kind of get away from the younger freshmen? How does that work?
Yeah, so I still believe in our coaching staff, the way we do things, and developing guys. And that I will never get away from that philosophy. We're still going to recruit a high school class. Now, there's a lot of colleges out there that say, screw this. We're pushing all the chips in on this roster, win right now, and we'll figure it out. Sure. And if it doesn't, right, it implodes and bad things happen. But I think you still have to bring in true freshmen and develop them and see what they can become. And that I'll never waver from that. But the portal certainly changed things.
Tune in to Tigers Untapped with TJ Willis and Trey Lasley every Wednesday at 3 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Welcome back to the Daily Grind. It's a commercial break, so part one of the shameless self-promotion time. If you are not a member of the Bluff City Media Insider, go do it, y'all. It's $5 a week. It's like 5 double cheeseburgers, 4 double cheeseburgers, maybe. Taxes, I guess. But, it's not that much. Get access to a lot of stuff. You get access to all of our articles. You got me. You got Sean Coleman. You got who else on there? Me, Sean. You got Paris Sharkey. Got a lot of guys covering the team. You got access to our Discord. You get a lot of good stuff happening on there. You get all of our shows. You got the Grizz 901 live post-game show with Daniel. He joined me yesterday. Got the 901 soccer podcast. Got Tigers Untapped if you're into college ball. Got the Anthony Sane show. That's going to be on the morrow. It was on yesterday. Like I said, just $5 a month. Get a lot of content. Our Discord alone, I'd say, is worth $5 a month. We get into some fun shit on there. Yeah, I don't know. Just check it out if you are not an insider. We will get back to the show. Stats monster. All right, so we've been guilty. I don't want to say guilty. It's easy to give it to Jods. It's easy to give it to Dez. It's easy to give it to Jaron. These guys are our big three. They ball out every night. It's not. I'm trying to keep it a little fresh, if I can. And I'm looking at the bench. I'm looking at the bench because these guys are who's going to be playing to complete the rotation. For me, I'm going to give the stats monster to Zaire. A lot of people, say what you want about Zaire. I know a lot of people are out on him. He's had a lot of opportunities, and he's not seized them. And more than that, he's disappeared at nights. He's just kind of been a non-factor, a non-NBA. He's looked like not an NBA player some nights. But, man, like last night, dude, he 18 points in 18 minutes, efficient as hell, 58.3% from the field, 57.1% from three, 6 rebounds. He rebounded better than any of the starters other than Ja. Like, that's how you're going to get minutes on this team. Like, if you can not make mistakes, that's important. If you can knock down your threes, and I don't know. We got to figure out who's going to be playing in this 8-9-man rotation moving forward. If this is the Z that we know we can get this Z, we know the issue with Zaire is consistency. Anyone with 2 eyes, you have to be a dumbass to not see that there's something there in Z. It's just a matter of him consistently putting it together and consistently producing. That's what it is. And if this is what you can get off the bench from Zaire, maybe not even 18 points in 18 minutes, like 15 points maybe in if he can be this efficient shooting, play the kid. Play him, thank God, at least, I'll say this for the next segment because we're looking at the rotations. It's just TJ seems to be learning. Seems to be learning on a game-to-game basis, but he's adapting, and he hasn't done that in the past. So Zaire, if this is the Zaire we're going to be getting, he needs to get more minutes. TJ played him last night. If he keeps getting this, play him more. Not going to spend too much longer. Like I said, it's going to be a short show. I want to get to the next segment, just kind of figure out our rotation, our lineups. TJ's gotten pretty good lately with 8-9 guys and sticking to that. When guys aren't playing, he doesn't stay with them. He ditches them, and that's not what he used to do. Thing is, we're halfway through the season. We really need to start figuring. This should have been figured out already. So when we get back from the break, we're going to go over maybe some some moves that I've seen on Grizz Twitter that might help this rotation. Just go over the current rotation, who he thinks gonna, I feel like we do this a lot, but it's important because no one's stepping up and claiming these spots. But real quick, we're gonna take one more break. When we get back, go over some lineups, go over some rotation.
Seth Hennigan just still, he
Doesn't look himself.
He just doesn't, in the big moments, he's not making the plays that have to be made. If you look at the raw stats, they're not terrible, but the 2 interceptions.
Yeah.
And he fumbled twice. They didn't lose those fumbles, but 2 fumbles and 2 interceptions, one of them coming at a terrible time on a 4th down late in the game when Memphis really needed to put points on the board. But I just don't think Seth is playing well enough to elevate this team.
Right.
I think he's playing well enough for Memphis to be fine, but as far as for them to do something special and to elevate this team, he's just not playing like that.
Tune in to On the Bluff with Christian Fowler and Gabe Kuhn every Tuesday at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Kenny, there are certain guys in the NBA that are enigmatic players. They're going to be appealing to a large fan base. But when you have guys like that who, like John Morant, who have off-court issues he's had, Kyrie Irving has had the things he's had, the NBA doesn't particularly like the fact that those guys are larger than life. If I'm the NBA, if I'm ESPN, who of course are working together on all this stuff, I'm going to start telling you who you need to like. And it's going to be a different type of guy to kind of play off of the guys that are going to be there anyway. Let me put these squeaky clean image guys that we want to put in front of you up there as well to kind of counteract some of the stuff we get with the guys that we don't have any control out of. So let me put the Tyrese Halliburtons in front of you. Let me put the Shai Gilgeous-Alexanders in front of you, the Josh Giddeys. Let me force these guys in front of you, not particularly on national television games, but let me just kind of create these little sub agendas with these guys to kind of make them those second tier stars that we're gonna like put out in front as well. Like, they're doing this on purpose, man. Like, if anybody can't see this, like, come on, man. Do not sit there and tell me that you really think that Tyrese Halliburton is a top 20 player in the NBA.
Tune in to The Anthony Sane Show, Wednesdays and Fridays at 12 p.m. weekly on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Welcome back to the Daily Grind. That was a quick little ad for the Anthony Sane Show, one of the many shows over here at Bluff City Media. You can catch that Wednesdays and Fridays at noon. Tomorrow, be going. You can also catch the Grizzlies 901 live postgame show. It's after every game. Those boys, Daniel and Nate, are awesome. They're consistent, like we want to see from the team. Also, Bluff City Bets. You get access to all this and more. You get access to the shows, but just become a Bluff City Media insider if you're not already. Lots of good people cranking out content, more content than I think any other group out there is doing right now. Between the shows and the articles, insider insights, game coverage, hustle coverage, like they're doing it all over there, guys. Check it out, $5 a month. Not that much. It's a biggie bag from Wendy's. I bring that up a lot because I'm hungry a lot and I love biggie bags. Moving on though, final segment. Figuring out this rotation. I guess we shouldn't be talking about it halfway through the season, but we are. So, looking through our guys, looking through the team, looking who's been playing lately, I just want to go through it more, just like talking out loud, figuring out what we're missing, what we need. There's been a lot of trade talk on Grizzlies Twitter and elsewhere, like bringing guys in, like, because this team is clearly one piece away. In my opinion, we're one move away. I probably a big. I don't know if Biz's 6 rebounds a game aren't going to win us a title. It's not happening. It's not going to do it. So going through the team, going through the lineup, we got who's our definites. You got, in my mind right now, you got the big three. You got Ja, got Jaren, got Dez. For sure, I'm going to throw Marcus in there too. It's Marcus. It's four guys in your rotation. I'm also going to put Santi, Vince, and Luke. So that's seven guys. TJ's been sticking with 8 or 9, it seems. one of those is going to be a center. It's let's just say as a placeholder, insert center here. We're going to have a big. Is it going to be Bismack? Is it going to be X? I don't know. We talked yesterday. X and John Conchar, they're excellent break in case of emergency 10th and 11th rotation guys. It's like that's what you're working with right there. You're not going to do much better than those two as your 10th and 11th men. You're not. But I don't particularly want to see those dudes playing 20 minutes a game. And thank God lately TJ seems to be agreeing, like he played Jitty 8 minutes last night. If these dudes aren't working, he is moving away from them and going to someone else. Case in point, Zaire Williams last night. Jitty wasn't working. Roddy wasn't working. Who was shooting the hell out of the ball and who was efficient as hell? Zaire Williams. People might not want to hear it, but Zaire can hoop. And if he's clicking with these guys, man, like play the dudes. So we've got it's 7. That's 8 fingers. Let's say 7 dudes. We're going to have a big. We know we're going to have a big. What gets interesting is who that big's going to be. I've seen a lot of talk about Brooklyn, the Nets. In particular, Nick Claxton is a guy that a lot of people seem interested in. I think Nick Claxton helps this roster immensely. It's a big upgrade for sure. I don't know what's going on with the Brooklyn situation. There's a lot. They got a lot of guys on that team that I would be happy to get. Give me Royce O'Neal, give me Dorian Finney-Smith, give me freaking Bridges, give me Nick Claxton. There's guys that Brooklyn team has a lot of dudes that I would like. I'm not saying one of them is going to be on this team. I'm saying that Nick Claxton is a big that would fit on this team, and we need a big. We need a quality big. I love Bismack Biyombo. I love Xavier Tillman. I don't think those are going to be the guys that are the big that gets us a championship. I just don't. But for the sake of this rotation, let's say you got you got Ja, you got Jaren, you got Dez, you got Marcus, you got Nardo, you got Santa Claus, and you got Vince. 7 dudes. You got your center. Insert big here. Keep that as a placeholder. That's 8 spots. I feel pretty damn good about that, about an 8-man rotation with those guys. Santi's an NBA player. Nardo's an NBA player. When Luke is hot, when Luke is on fire with those trays, man, like you can't. He's on this team. And Vince's defense, man, like all 3 of these dudes are, they make their threes. They don't make mistakes. They rebound, like last night, Zaire and Santi had almost as between the 4-star, take Jaren out of the equation, take Ja out of the equation. The rest of the 4 starters, they almost had as many rebounds as Z and as many rebounds as Santi combined. Like if you can rebound the ball and if you can knock down threes and if you have fucking effort on this bench, you're going to get minutes. Look at Vince. Look at Luke. Look at Santi. Those dudes have earned their minutes. Who's earned that 9th spot? Who's the guy that? And this is more. I'm asking you. If you're listening to this, I want you to think. Who is your 9th guy in this rotation? Is it Zaire? Is it Roddy? Is it Jitty? Is it Derrick Rose? I love Derrick Rose, and when he's getting minutes, he's playing well, but his body's giving out on him. Like, do we go and get a backup point guard? Like, I like Roddy a lot. Not really doing much lately, and TJ's not giving him time to figure it out. Yanked him after 7.5 minutes last night. That last spot in this rotation is there. It's there for the taking. I don't think it's going to be Jitty that grabs it. I mean, Zaire, it's there for Zaire to nab. I think that spot is his for the taking. And you know what? That spot going to see minutes in the playoffs and the play-in if we get that far? Probably not. But right now, if you can count on the 9th man in your rotation, 18 minutes, 18 points, 6 boards, like that's a guy who's earned his minutes. maybe the dude we're missing isn't on this team too. You know, like that's something else. You know, like when you're figuring out this rotation, you know, I've got to insert the big here spot. Maybe there's a placeholder for another guy in that 9th spot. I don't know. I just know that we're getting close to halfway through the season, and the closer we get to halfway through the season, the more we're running out of time to fix this thing, to figure out the pieces of this, the cogs in the machine that are working. We're running out of time to figure that out. I don't want this to be a lost season. I don't like losing things. Phone, wallet, keys, say it before you leave the house. I don't like losing things. I don't want to lose this season. We're running out of time to figure out the dudes who are going to play and the dudes that are going to win us a chip. I don't know. Just something to think about. We got a game tomorrow. Gonna have a show tomorrow. We're gonna look more into that game, but I want everybody, if you listen to the show, I'm gonna think about it. Just think about what do you want this rotation to look like moving forward? You know, like what big do you want on this team? You know, do you want it to be Biz? I don't think it's Biz. Like what and not what do you want, but what realistically do you think can help this team? Everybody wants a Joel Embiid. Everybody wants a big that can rebound and get you 20. But like realistically, what pieces are out there? What pieces does this team need? Because we're not that far off, fam. We're not that far off. We're really not. Keep the faith. Keep the faith. Go Grizz. Thanks for tuning in to the show today. Like I said, I know I'm riding solo. Those aren't as good as when I got a partner. Appreciate y'all hanging in there. Y'all enjoy your Thursday, and we will be back with another episode of the Daily Grind for you tomorrow on Friday. Y'all have a good night. Thanks for hanging out today.